Hello and welcome to POZ Soccer's YouTube channel. I'm Cara Henderson and I'm delighted today to be joined by my old manager and new Falkirk striker, Brian Graham. Brian, thank you so much for joining us. How has your first week of pre-season been?
To be honest with you, Cara, it's been really tough, but I expected nothing less. Obviously, I'd worked previously with the manager many years ago now, but I know how he is and how professional he is and how detailed he is coming into pre-season, so I knew it was going to be really tough. Back to double session, something I've not really been used to for a while, but listen, I've fitted in well, I've handled the training really well as well, so it's a new challenge, something I'm really looking forward to, and we'll see how the season goes.
Talk me through your move then and how it came about and the influence of your old gaffer, John McGlynn.
I've always stayed in touch with him. I thought he was really good the first time round, and even in this short period of time I can see he's even better the second time round, how detailed he is and how meetings go in the morning, even meetings before the double session in the afternoon, and our plans and how we want to progress throughout the season. Everything been installed from day one. Obviously the boys that are already in the changing room have worked a long time with them now, so they know how it works. I'm coming in the door, I need to work extremely hard to go and force myself and try and get myself in the team. That's what every new player needs to do at a new club, and I'm no different. What
would you say are your main drives and motivations at this point in your career?
Obviously it's a step up. I've played in the Premiership before. I know I'm capable of doing it, or else I wouldn't have signed here, and I know for a fact the manager wouldn't have brought me here if he didn't think so either, so it's something I'm relishing. I always wanted to play in the Premier League again before I did retire. I've been given that opportunity, but while the body's holding up, I'm going to play as long as I can now. Obviously I had a spell in management with yourselves in the women's side, and then obviously a short period with the Thistle's men's side, so that will be something I will go into later in life, but right now the challenge is now focus about being a player and try and relax a little bit.
How difficult of a decision was it for you to leave Partick Thistle?
Extremely difficult, and people maybe not see this side of it, but it was emotional, I'm not going to lie. It was challenging, it was tough. There was a lot of conversations I had with my wife, like my kids, like my daughter, they've been coming to the games, my wee boy, 10 years of age, half his life's been at Partick Thistle, so he'll be a Partick Thistle fan now probably for the rest of his life. I've got no qualms about that. It was a club that was good to me, but I was also good to the club. And one of the chats I had with my wife, maybe their United game, maybe that was just how it was supposed to end for Brian Graham at Partick Thistle, and that's probably how it turned out. That night down there, scoring the 99 or 100, that will live with me to the day I die, and it was a very special evening because obviously it got us through in the tie as well. But listen, football moves on. Football fans would probably be angry at the beginning, but maybe when the dust settles and they start realising, no, it's a good opportunity for Brian. You just never know what's going to happen in football, Cara.
We'll get on to talk about if you were offered the job and if you were, why you didn't take it, but did you enjoy that player-manager role that you had after Chris Doolan left?
I did enjoy the role. It was something I believed I was capable of doing. Obviously you've seen me working with yourselves with the women's side and how well we had done over the 5 years. So I had no qualms about getting into the changing room as a manager at a football club. Yes, there was discussions, and I know you're going to ask me anyway, so I may as well just get to it. Was I offered the role? Yes, I was offered the role. But then there's a couple of things I'm not really going to tell you, if I'm being honest. I just need to be honest with you. There's a couple of things why I didn't decide to take it. But listen, that's personal. That's up to me to decline that offer. And people maybe look at it as if, whatever way they want to look at it, as I said to you earlier, they could be angry about it. I've got no qualms about that. I know why I didn't take it, but at the same time, I wish the club all the best going forward. I wish Mark and the players all the best for the season ahead. I hope they do extremely well. We left in good terms. I thank the club and the club thanked me. That's what when you're leaving a football club, that's how you want to leave it. On good terms, have a good relationship, and that's what we did.
As you said, there's maybe a section of the Partick Thistle supporter that aren't happy with the fact that you've left. What's your message to them, and do you see yourself returning to the club in some capacity in the future?
You never know, Cara. You don't know how football works. 6 months ago, then they said I'd be sitting here as a Falkirk player. You can't look forward and predict the future. I'm not going to try and do that. But I'll be back one day, and even if it's just a fan in the crowd with my wee boy, I've got no qualms about that. Listen, you don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. Football's a funny old game at times.
Taking you back now to the women's side of things, obviously that's how me and you know each other so well. Now that you're away from it, how proud are you of your achievements with the women's team at Partick Thistle?
Really proud, especially the top 6 finishes. The cup final was obviously the best, but even getting to the Scottish Cup semi-final early doors with the women's side. The relationship I built up with the players, even though I'm away from it, my phone's still been ringing off the hook the last couple of weeks with a couple of players phoning because I've got good relationships. The thing about me is you were in the changing room and I said this to you quite a lot, I cared about you. And that was a big thing. Like, it didn't matter just about the football side of it. I always wanted to help you with anything I could. The fact that I'm now went away for that position, I've still got good relationships with the girls. I'll always have that. Some of the players that maybe not played regular probably don't get as good relationships as the ones that played, but that's just football. But the ones, I had a good relationship with most of them, and I still will. If they need help going forward, I will still answer the call to them, that's for sure.
I know a lot of the girls are obviously very grateful. I'm very grateful for everything that you did, and you can see that by how disappointed we were to hear that you were going. Did you expect to enjoy working with us all so much?
Yeah, because I knew when I was doing it, I was going to throw everything into it. And you see how passionate I am in training, you see how passionate and how heated I get in game days, because I'm a winner, I want to win. And I was trying to install that into you as a group of players, and I felt as if I got that. I think we've built success. We've left Partick Thistle's women's side as an established SWPL 1 team, and I really hope they go on to better things in the years to come. I would love them to be full time in the next 5 years. Is that realistic? I'm not so sure with the finances in the women's game at the moment. I hope one day that at least the top division in Scotland in the women's side can become full time, because it would make it more competitive. I felt as if the gap opened up last year within the top 5 with the finances that they spent, and left the rest is a bit adrift. It will be extremely challenging next year with only 10 teams in the league as well, but I think Thistle are good enough to stay up.
100 goals for Thistle, massive achievements with the women's side of things. How special of a place does Partick Thistle have in your heart?
If you had told me at 32 that I would go there, stay for 5 years and manage the women's side, score 100 goals for the first team, I would have probably laughed at you. It worked extremely well. There was ups and downs along the roller coaster ride that was Partick Thistle at the time, and I met great people along the way as well. You've got to say a massive thanks to Ian McCall and Jackie Lowe for bringing me to the football club. Ian was obviously my first manager with Alan Archibald and Neil Scally. Loved working with them, great guys. And obviously when they moved on, it was Chris. Chris made me captain of the football club. And then when they left, it was myself and Mark. So a lot had happened in those 5 years. Obviously the COVID, everything that came with it, but the fans stuck with us through thick and thin. We obviously had that really disappointing day in Dingwall. But listen, that's part of football and that's part of the journey. You don't always get what you want in football. But listen, I would love to see Thistle back in the Premier League one day. That's my honest opinion. But now it's about Brian Graham, the footballer, and I need to concentrate on me this year. And I'm not going to have the 3 nights a week with you guys training. I'm not going to play on a Saturday. I'm not going to need to run potentially to Aberdeen and Montrose on a Sunday on a bus with the women's side. It'll be a bit of time for recovery now, and because I'm going to need it. Yep. As a top level of Scottish football, it's going to be really demanding. And I'll get a bit of family life. I'll walk the dog, go and see my wee boy playing football. My daughter needs driven about. Even just a simple thing like a Saturday night if I want to go out for a meal with my wife. So all those things will be better this year.
You must be looking forward to that little bit of freedom and just enjoying time and not feeling like you're having to split yourself between so much, because you were doing so many different things. I
was, and to be like the last 3 months of the season, it was 7 days a week. It was constant. The phone was ringing. Even when I first took the men's side, like the loan window was still open, so I was on the phone to 11:30 with agents and stuff at night time, and it was just constant. You'd wake up at 7, you'd have a message from an agent again, and because we had a short window to bring in a few players, we managed to do it, and I was just proud that we managed to go and secure the playoffs. That's what I was asked, me and myself and Mark were asked to do, to get the playoffs, and we managed to do that. And I think you've seen how thin the squad was when we went and played Livingston. Livingston deserved to go through, don't get me wrong, but I thought we probably should have been better in the first leg. The second leg, I thought we started the first half brilliant. We just couldn't score when we were on top, and that's always the difficult part when you're on top in games. You need to go and score. We didn't manage to do that, and that was my last game for Partick Thistle.
And now looking forward, obviously getting on a bit, what are the goals for this season?
You should not be mine now, Hendo, and that's a cheeky comment. I'll see you after this. Nah, I'm only kidding you on. You've made a fair point, but I never give away my targets for the season. I've got them and I put them in my black book every year. They're there again this year. I'm ambitious, you know that. You did have to buy me a bag of sweeties one season, so listen, I love scoring goals. I want to score goals, and as the season progresses in the pre-season games, even pre-season games, I want to score goals because it gives you the confidence to go into the league.
You've obviously got the option in your contract for another year, but is it just a case on right now focusing on this coming season?
Yeah, we'll see how this season goes, and then we'll chat in the summer. I just want to really concentrate fully on this year, and then we'll take it from there. But there will be opportunities later down the line. That the fact that when I went into the women's side, it was about building the CV up, getting the coaching badges, getting the managerial experience. Obviously, getting into the first team environment as well has also helped my CV. So there will be opportunities. Like, I've not hid it. I've not hid from it that I do want to be a manager. That will still come. Well, there'll be opportunities in football. You know how it's like. Whether I get the job or not, whatever ones I apply for later in life, who knows? But I'll get a job somewhere, and I'll work my way at it. But this year, it's just about me as a player and integrating myself into this good Falkirk young squad where bags of energy, bags of talent, and I'm relishing to be a part of it.
Well, that's my last question. From what you've had so far, from what you've seen so far, how excited are you to work with this squad? It's young, it's fresh, exciting.
Well, I seen them last year firsthand, and their willingness to run in behind, tracking back, everything that a good side do is the fundamentals, is the basics of the game, is the hard work, and this team can do it in abundance. But they're not just good at doing hard work, they're also good at passing, movement, timing of runs, but that's the manager and Paul. Like, they work on it daily. Everything's very detailed. Every player knows their roles. We're not just coming out that tunnel at 10:30 in the morning and just throwing a session on for the sake of it. Everything's tailored to the weekend, and everything's tailored this pre-season, how we want to play. We've been really blown away with them this first week, and me as a young coach, I'm going to learn off of John this year. That was another huge factor coming to Falkirk. As much as I've got a good relationship with him and I've worked with him before, just seeing him this week again has just reiterated why I wanted to come here. Because yes, I'm still a football player, but I've still got half a manager's head on as well, and to learn off of somebody that's as good as John, it's only going to benefit me in the long run.
Absolutely. Well, listen, thank you so much for your time. We wish you all the best for the season. And thank you so much for watching on POZ Soccer's YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe.